Alright, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at BuildCraft. Now you can kind of see I've got some stuff set up here. There's a fair amount to cover, so let's just jump right into it. So BuildCraft, the biggest thing about BuildCraft I think is the pipes. And you can kind of see here we're piping items from different locations. And this is probably one of my favorite features about this mod and about our mod pack, is just the ability to transport items from two locations. So obviously that's done with pipes, and it's done with two materials, so like cobblestone and then a piece of glass. So for our basic pipes, we've got three different types of pipes: cobblestone, stone, and quartz. Now, these three all do the exact same thing, it's just the drag on them is different. So on the quartz, there's the most minimal amount of drag. There's a little bit of drag on the stone, and the most amount of drag on the cobblestone. Now, what does that mean? Basically, your items will move a little faster in a quartz transfer pipe as compared to a cobblestone pipe. But they all do the exact same thing in terms of transporting them. Now, in order to get the items out of a chest, you can pretty much use it with any container. So chests, like furnaces, machines, anything like that, you can pipe them out of. You just need a wooden pipe. And so the wooden pipe is what you use to actually get it into your transport pipe. And then you don't need a wooden pipe when you're inserting into a chest, only when you're taking out of. And then in order to actually get the items out, you do need a engine. Now I'm just using a redstone engine. You could use a Stirling engine, which is a little more efficient. There's a few other engines as well. These ones just don't require any resources, and like for a Stirling engine, you got to keep them fueled all the time. Like if I go here, I got to stick something in this engine in order for it to run. So yeah, I just got them powered with a redstone block, and yeah, they're piping things out. So right now it's just like on a continuous loop just to kind of show it. So items are going into here, and just a continuous circle. So same thing for this one, and this one just again, it's a little bit slower. And then we have the gold pipes. Now these are actually going to speed up the items. So as you can see, as soon as the items hit this gold pipe, they go a little faster, and they will slow down a little bit because it only keeps up that speed for a little while, but it does help it get a little more speed to get to the destination faster. And then if you do all gold pipes like I have here, then it'll be incredibly fast. Well, not incredibly fast, but a lot faster than just like a quartz pipe. You can see it's moving a stack of emeralds. I think it's a stack of emeralds, and it's going pretty slow, whereas right here it's moving a couple stacks of diamonds and emeralds fairly fast. So a lot more efficient to use gold pipes, but again, it's more expensive. So it is what it is. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much your basic transporting pipes. From there, it gets, ooh, I forgot I had my jetpack on. From there, it gets a little more complicated. So we have the iron pipe, and the iron pipe is useful for transporting items from multiple locations into a single location. Now I have some facades in here. We'll talk a little bit more about facades later on, but there are pipes going through there. So we got three locations, three chests. We got wooden pipes feeding into just a cobblestone pipe, or sorry, a stone pipe on either side, which goes into the iron pipe, and then the iron pipe takes them from all directions and points it into this direction. As you can see, the texture is a little different right there than it is on the other three sides. Now, I couldn't just take a cobblestone pipe and stick it here and connect them, because what's going to happen is these items, they could go up here, but they might decide they want to go over here or down. They don't really have a direction that they need to go to, so you're not guaranteed that you're going to get them into your location, which is what you want them to do. So that's why you need the iron pipe to direct them. So again, it goes up there, and I got some pipes that are coming under here just to continue this cycle for the sake of the demo. Normally you wouldn't have them filtering back unless you wanted it to filter back, who knows. But yeah. So next up we got this fancy contraption It looks really complicated. It's actually not that complicated. And the pipe that we're looking at in this demo is the obsidian pipe, and it's this purple one right here. And now what the obsidian pipe does is it actually sucks up items around you and filters it into a pipe. So in this demo, if we come up here, you can see my nice redstone job. It's very pretty. There's probably a much more efficient way for doing this, but I'm not that great at redstone, so I was like, hey, this works. So we got a basic clock running here, and all this is doing is just timing out a redstone delay, and then once it gets here, it powers this, which turns this torch off, which allows this torch here to become powered. And as you can see here, once that torch gets powered, it powers this comparator clock, which pulses 8 times, allowing this dropper or dispenser to dispense items 8 times. And so when the items are falling, normally they would just fall to the ground and someone would have to pick them up. But in this case, we have an obsidian pipe which will just pick up the dropped entities and feed it into a pipe, which then goes into the chest here. And then again, for the sake of the demo, I have it filtering back up through this pipe here, and then back into the dispenser. So this would be good if you were like, maybe if you're like mining a big space in the ground and you wanted to have the items collected, or if you were making a trap for a player, you could have them go into this room, kill them, and then their items would fall and the pipe would pick them up. So yeah, I'm sure there's better examples than what I've done, but this is the best one I could think of to show how it works. So yeah, obsidian pipes. Alright, next up we've got diamond pipes. Now these are great if you've got like large storage rooms because you're able to actually sort items. So, is this actually working? I don't see it. Is it actually working? I don't know if it's working. Filter. Wait a second. Is anything actually leaving here? Something's wrong. Nothing's coming out. I broke it. Wait, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it working now. I think the diamond pipes are a little bugged right now, so we'll have to take a look into that. It's working now, but it seems to break over time. I don't know if that's just what the reason is, to be honest. Yeah, see, for some reason, items are feeding into here, and they're not supposed to be. Because the way the diamond pipe works is when you place it, you right-click on it, and then where the, basically you can place an item in each color spot, and those items will be routed to that spot. So for example, I've got glowstone dust in black, so glowstone dust should go into the black, which it is for the most part. And then in blue, I have emeralds, and for some reason diamonds and glowstone dust think that they should be going in there. I don't know why. And then red is diamonds, which seems to be working perfectly fine. So I'm not too sure why. I'm actually wondering, did I screw up something down here? Yep, that's why. Haha. I fixed it. Let me fix it. Okay. This is why it's not working properly. Wrench. So if you get the BuildCraft wrench, you can actually adjust things like the iron pipe. So if it's not facing the way you want it to, then you can do that. And now it's facing the way that you want it to. So yeah, the issue was it was piping back into that one, which is not what it's supposed to be doing. So let's just take that out. You can go back in there. You can go back in there, and all is well with the world. I'm not sure if this is still bugged or not, but yeah. So anyway, the diamond pipe will sort it into the correct spots. This is really great if you have like a quarry running, which we'll be getting into quarries a little bit later in this episode. And you want to automatically organize things, like if you wanted to automatically find your diamonds, right, and put them in a chest, there you go. yeah, it's a great way to organize things. And then what you could do is you could have multiple diamond pipes. So if you had, obviously with this, you can do 9 items. So you can put an emerald and a diamond in the blue. They're both going to go over there. Then you have another pipe which does, okay, maybe red is emerald and black is diamond or something like that. So you have lots of options to kind of be sorting this along the way. So yeah, automatic sorting system. So coming in from the chest there. I had an overflow system before because when I was setting up all this stuff, it overflowed a lot and it was just throwing items everywhere. So I put another chest up there, but we didn't end up needing it now. So I just grab it running off the one chest again. But yeah, that's just a master chest, feeds into there, diamond pipes, organize it, done. Cool. So next up, take a look at emerald pipes. So you saw an emerald pipe up here, and what the emerald pipe does is it's kind of like the wooden pipe in that it allows you to take items from a chest, but it does it a lot more efficiently in that you can actually choose the way that they get sorted or that they get drawn out. So I don't actually know what these two options do, but I have this one which is called the round robin, and basically what you do is you put in the items that you actually want to take out. So it'll only take out the items that are in this filter. So I've got the diamond, the emerald, the iron, and gold ingot. And it actually takes it out in sequence. So instead of it just taking the stack of diamonds out first, which is what the wooden pipe would do, it actually takes 1 diamond, then 1 emerald, then 1 iron ingot, then 1 gold ingot. As you can see in here. Why is there wool in there? Where is this wool coming from? Whatever, I don't even know. Anyway, things are a little broken as it seems. That's why it's in beta. So it takes out in sequence. Why you need to do this? For one, it looks prettier. That was a big factor for me when I was doing these demos. It looks a lot prettier. But also, it just, I don't know, it kind of spreads it out a little bit, I guess. But yeah, another way to do it. So emerald pipes, pretty much the same as wood pipes. Now there's the lazuli and daisuli transfer pipes, and honestly, I have no idea how these things work. I try to get them to work, and I honestly don't know what to do. Let me just... I'm gonna steal these for a second. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's get rid of this torch. Stick that there. Stick that there. Okay. Do you have any items in here? No. Okay, let's get some diamonds. Diamonds. Okay, so we got a stack of diamonds. Stick them in there. So the lazuli transfer pipe is supposed to paint items. And now if you look closely, when the diamond transfers into this pipe, it gets that little red kind of box around it. You can kind of see it there. And now it doesn't keep that when it goes into the chest. It's just for when it's in the pipes. From what I was reading is that with these daisuli pipes, you're supposed to be able to transport items, like organize items with them. So for example, if these are all coming through red, but if we had like a black pipe down here and there was an item with a black tag on it, then they would filter the black ones up here and then like the rest of them up through here or something like that. That's the way it's supposed to work in theory. I just couldn't figure out how to make it work. So I gave up on it. But yeah, I find that there's a lot more useful options in the game in terms of sorting items. So that's pretty much it for pipes. The only other pipes that are in the game are waterproof pipes. And waterproof pipes are used for transporting water or liquid instead of items. Now, you can kind of get an idea if we look here. So we'll talk about this machine in a second here, but we got some pipes here, and you can see they're filled with water instead of items. And they have this little green thing there as well because you actually use, I think you use something from a cactus to waterproof them. But that brings us on to the pump. So the pump is, right now it's just filtering or it's pumping up some water. You could use it to pump up any liquid. I'm just using it to pump up water right now, and it's just going through these pipes and filling up these tanks, and these tanks can be used for any liquids, and I've had it running for a long time, so it's really full. Now, you might be asking, I got all that water from this? The answer is yes. I'm using what's called a water spring, and I don't think this is just available in survival. I think it's just like a creative item, but basically it's a infinite spring. So if I were to fill this up and remine it, it fills up with water instantly. So it just replaces that block with water all the time. So even though this is getting pumped up with water, it's still replacing it with more water, pumping it and putting it in there. And so you can use these tanks to store any kind of liquid, including oil. And you can see here, there's also an oil spring. So pretty much the same thing as this, but for oil. So yeah, not that you can get these in survival as far as I know, but yeah, that's what they are. I found them in the creative menu, so there we go. I'm talking about them. But yeah, before we talk about quarries and engines, let's talk about facades. So facades basically are a covering that can go on the pipes. That's the word I'm looking for. So they go on the pipes, and you can see here, I got it. This jetpack is really annoying a little bit, but it just kind of covers them up so you can't see the pipes. I have them running here too. It's really nice because now in this texture pack it doesn't, like, it's the same thing technically, but they don't match super great. But depending on the texture you're using, you can make them match really good and hide things. So it's really nice. Got them here as well, so you can just kind of hide pipes, and it just makes it a little cleaner. And yeah, just a way to kind of integrate your pipes into your builds, especially if you're working on low amounts of space. Here's another example of a facade, and basically it just attaches right onto the side. That's about it. So yeah, facades. Now quarries. So quarries are probably one of the most popular things about this mod pack, and they can be both good and bad for people like me who are server owners, because they do things like this. They just ruin terrain really easily. They're a great way to get resources because they can auto mine for you, and basically what it does is there's this drill here. You can see at the bottom there's a diamond drill, and it just drills up all the stuff in this chunk. And yeah, so you need engines to power it. I think you need a minimum of a Sterling engine, because I tried it with a redstone engine and it didn't work. So yeah, and then it just pipes the items out through the top, so you need to put a pipe in there, or you could stick a chest right on the top as well. I just chose to pipe them out so I can put them on the side here. So I got a full chest of stuff, and then I just kind of spammed more stuff just to test. And yeah, so a full chest. Oh, well, this is a crystal chest, so it holds more, but a full crystal chest of items, a lot of cobblestone. But what you could do is you could use like the diamond pipes and whatnot to help sort that for you. So yeah, and now you can make these bigger using landmarks, and you make a landmark with a redstone torch and a piece of lapis, I believe, and then you just stick those markers in a square formation, and then it'll allow you to quarry out a bigger area. Now, just to test how quarries work, I've got some stuff set up here. So we're going to grab some of those and some coal coke. Coal coke is probably the most efficient way that I've found so far to run the Sterling engines, because they do need power. So what you do is you just stick it in there, and then we need to turn them on. So I'm just using a block of redstone. And so you see, since I've already placed the quarry down, it's already marked down the area that it's going to build. If I had landmarks put down, they would mark out a bigger area. And then, so right now it's just destroying these blocks and getting ready to make the frame. Now keep in mind, any blocks that you have in here, you're not going to get them back. So for me, I don't really care about sand because we're in a desert, lots of sand. But like if you had like a house here, for example, you'd want to make sure that your house was either below, so you can get the items back, or that you didn't care it was getting destroyed. Because you can see the items do not go into there. And it's not a bug, it's just the way it is. So, yeah. And I will be right back when it finishes clearing out. Alright, so just finishing clearing out the sand here. And so you can see now it's throwing out the orange frames. And so once the orange frame is done, then it's going to create the drill and actually start drilling. So, yeah, it's kind of cool how they've changed how it does this. Because I'm stuck in the quicksand, dang it. It's definitely changed a lot. When I played like classic Tekkit way back when, they didn't even see any of these animations throwing out. It just kind of did it. And then when we were playing Feed the Beast, then it was doing a there's like this orb that was shooting lasers down at the items, and now it's just throwing red blocks and orange blocks. So yeah, it's interesting. So just about done here. Alright, and then you can see right away that drill's there. It's going to start from the corner, and it's just going to go, and it's just going to start drilling out all of the land. So, yeah. Now you can destroy these blocks and keep them if you want after. I don't really know what you would do with them. They're not really useful, but you can. So, yeah. So you can see it's just going to drill it out. It just goes back and forth, and then the items, you can see they're coming through the pipe, and then they go into here. Now you don't need a wooden pipe for this because they're automatically feeding in here. It's just for pulling things out of chests and containers you need them. So we'll let that run, and we'll take a look at some of the other things in BuildCraft before we end off this episode. I think that's actually most of it, but over here we've got the auto workbench, and now let's just, I need one of these. Redstone. Block of redstone. Okay, so what this does is this allows you to automatically craft things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So right now it's pumping diamonds out of this chest. And then in here, I've taken diamonds and I put them into the auto workbench. And then it shows you what it's going to create. It's kind of like a preview. And then when this feeds items into here, when there's enough items to make the block, it'll make it, it loads it, sticks into here, and then you can actually pipe it out into here. So I've been letting this run all day. So I've got 2 stacks of diamond blocks. And yeah, great way to auto craft things, especially if you need to do things in bulk. You can just let it run in the background. Or what you can even do is some people will get, I know I used to do this, get really complicated systems where you have your golden I'm just reading things on screen. You have your quarry feeding into a system where it's like auto smelting things and auto doing all that, and then automatically crafting things for you and then organizing them into chests. So you can create some really elaborate machines with that, which is really cool, but very handy, especially for things that are like really grindy, things that like you can't, because I could just go and I could create things, right? But some things you need to wait for things to smelt or compress or whatever. So this just helps you to be able to craft them while you're out and about doing other things. So yeah. So I think that's about it for most of the blocks. Now let's just hop into creative here. And I believe it's page 6. Yes, so we talked about the blocks. Now there is the floodgate, which I'm not 100% sure what it does. Mining well. The mining well is kind of like a quarry. You place it down and it just, instead of mining out a big area like this, it just sticks a pipe down and kind of searches for ores that are around it and then gets just the ores. So it's a little cleaner than the quarry, but sometimes it can be a little inefficient. Energy converter. So if you need to convert energy, because I believe with industrial craft, which we'll talk about in one of the next episodes, they have different energy systems, so you can convert between the two. And then there's the engines. There's the combustion engine, Stirling engine, redstone engine, blueprint library. These items you'll use for building things. And so with a filler, like you can have just like fill an area with blocks. You can actually create schematics for it to like build basic buildings for you, which is really cool. So that's neat. The laser. The advanced assembly table, these are for creating some of the tools and whatnot that you'll need, and some of the items like the gates. The gates are all made with the assembly tables, and the gates are really handy because you don't need to actually use engines or anything. You don't even need the wooden transfer pipes. So what you could do is you could have the golden transport pipe sitting right there, put a gate on it, and you can do like if statements. So you could be like, okay, if this chest is full, don't send anything, but if it's empty, then send things. So very handy, so you don't create clog ups in your system. Lots of different things that you can do with those. Chipsets. There's fuel, which is used to power engines and whatnot. Oil as well. Oil you'll use to make the fuel. Green pipe wire. So gears, those are all used for making the machines and whatnot. BuildCraft pipes, we talked about those, and facades. So there's a lot of facades for a lot of the items in the game. Not everything, but a good amount of them. Looks like we were missing some of the textures and whatnot, but we're still working on that. So lots and lots and lots and lots of facades. So it should be really easy to integrate pipes into your builds. And well, we're back. And I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, we're back. So that's pretty much it for BuildCraft, though. So lots of pipes, cool stuff there. BuildCraft integrates well with Industrial Craft, which we'll be taking a look at another episode here. Something I do want to quickly touch on is these chests here. So these chests aren't normally in the game. They're from the mod Iron Chests, and basically they just let you have bigger chests. So if we go here, there's the iron chest, gold chest, diamond chest, copper chest, silver chest, crystal chest, obsidian chest, dude, that must be new, and dirt chest. I actually haven't played with these. Let's take a quick look at these. How to use your dirt chest. Welcome to your new Dirt Chest 9000. We hope you enjoy many happy years of storing your stack of dirt in our storage utility. Usage: simply insert the stack of dirt of your choice into the highly restrictive slot and enjoy the great convenience of having that dirt available to you anytime you pass by this chest. So it's like a gimmick, basically. What's this? Obsidian chest. Is that the same amount of slots or is that more? Looks about the same. So yeah, there's basically just different tiers of chests. I like the crystal chest, that's what I'm used to, but I guess obsidian's like the same thing, but maybe more blast resistant, maybe, possibly, who even knows. But yeah, they're very handy, especially when you're doing things like quarries, because you get more items in one slot or one space, as opposed to like a double chest, which wouldn't even get close to this. So very handy for sure. And you'll definitely probably use them all the time once you have the resources, because why would you use a chest like this when you could have the same size chest but with more slots? So yeah, that's about it though, guys. There's a few more mods we want to take a look at. Industrial Craft is one of them. You see I've got the stuff set up there. Lots of cool stuff. Make sure to check that out. The beekeeping mod we're going to take a look at. I'm still trying to learn that mod myself because I've never really used it. So that's a mod we'll be taking a look at. The archaeology mod, I want to do a mod showcase on that as well. I think those are kind of the big ones. I think, oh yeah, Thaumcraft and the witchery one maybe. For sure Thaumcraft we'll take a look at. And maybe Thaumcraft or witchery as well. We'll have to see. But we're definitely getting to the point where we're getting ready to release this guy. There's a few bugs we got to work out still, but for the most part, this guy is getting ready to go. So yeah, as well, the whitelist is now online. So if you go to ZephonPack.com, you can actually apply to be on the server. Just fill out the whitelist application and you're good to go. If you are already whitelisted, meaning you're a Land of Minecraft donor, you are able to go on. Just remember that you need to have... What was I going to say? I got a message and I got distracted. Oh yeah, your launcher. If you're having trouble launching the launcher, make sure that you have the launcher set to 3 gigs of RAM in the Technic settings, because with the amount of mods that we have, it does require a good amount of resources, and the 1 gig of RAM that the launcher defaults to isn't enough, so you do need 3 gigs of RAM in order for you to run the game. But yeah, it is working in terms of being able to run, so that's good. And then yeah, the ZephonPack server is online for you guys to come and play on. And yeah, I'm excited to actually start up the official series, because I am excited to actually do a Let's Play series and do some building with all the cool mods, and it's going to be great. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.